welcome to 4 Top 3s.
Hi.
I'm V.
Hi, V.
Hi.
I'm
Hello.
Cassie.
Hi.
Hi.
We're good at podcasts. Has anyone ever told us that before?
We just need to say our names.
No, we need to also say where we're from. So, hi, I'm Cassie from Germany.
My name's Ethan and I'm from Iceland. Ah!
Yay!
I'm Neil from America. Yay!
Yay! Anyway, welcome to 4 Top 3s. This is the 4th episode of season 2. Because we decided that this was a great idea. And we have this time round Ethel's suggestion.
Yes.
Which was top 3 TV intros.
No.
No. Don't do this to us.
No, I wanted to wait until now to do this, but specifically, Aethor said, "Nope. You know what? I'm not going to put a thing on it because." I remember that. And you know what, V? I know that you put in Discord that it's TV intros, but what's going to win? Discord or the actual recording I have of Aethor saying the thing?
What's going to hold more water in court, V?
See, I think I put a question mark after it. I think
you did.
Top intros, TV intros, I think, question mark.
You were sitting on the couch freaking out, so I just told you what you wanted to hear. Yeah, sure, TV intros, go nuts.
Oh my god, you're the absolute worst. Either way, it doesn't really change my list.
You can't make me do this because I have intros that are not specifically TV stuff.
Yeah, I would. I have one that I think is pretty good that is not TV.
That's fine, because then that helps me out because I have 2 others that I can put on the list and find almost instantly. This is not a problem for me. So, we totally agreed on what Ethel just didn't tell me what I wanted to hear, apparently. So top intros. Since Aethor, you started this can of worms, and I need to quickly find the 2 intros that I now want to mention. You can go first.
All right. So, when I said intros, I was just thinking TV intros. Then Neil and Cassie started having freakout sessions, so I just told them what they wanted to hear. Yeah, sure, whatever intro you wanted to hear.
It's on recording, so anything that you say that contradicts what is recorded. So I'll say that I don't remember freaking out about it.
No,
I just thought you were being open-minded, but okay.
Future Neil, splice in here me being correct. Thank you.
And then he realised.
Record scratch, and Neil inserts the recording from the other thing when Aethor said his topic on the other recording.
All right. Next time we're doing top 3 intros from whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Top 3 intros. Bam.
Intros.
Ooh.
I have a bunch of intros I love, and it was genuinely a goddamn battle. And I decided just very early on, don't do anything except TV. And then I had a list of about 20 or 30 things. So I decided to break it down to categories. So the first category is just real life TV, just acting thing. Because I'm Arrested Development kind of guy, and I love anime and cartoons. So that's going to be my top 2s. But number 3 is a very specific song from a very specific show from my childhood. It's called Sönn Íslensk Sakamál, and it's an Icelandic crime show about Icelandic crimes. We've had 10 high-profile crimes in Iceland, 4 of them murders, the other 6 kind of drug-related, and they have this intro. And I found this song once, and I actually managed to find the full version of the song, and it took a while. This was way back in the day, but you guys genuinely need to hear this song because this song sounds fucking amazing. So let me get into the chat here.
So does this track live in your head rent-free?
Oh, so fucking rent-free. So this track, I genuinely
you pay it to be there.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's my landlord. It owns my mind. I've simply got to stay there. So I think this song has genuinely like molded what I think is like kind of seedy and criminal sounding. It's so fucking dumb, but it's that low drone plus the kind of feedback reverb thing they're doing where they're playing the note and it plays again. Like I don't know what the artist
Pattern,
thing is called,
Genre.
but it genuinely, like when I hear songs like that, I think seedy, underground, clubs, drugs, something
Criminals, death, murder, mafia.
That's my
crime.
like crime stuff. Like that's my brain's definition of crime music. And I fucking love it. It's if I ever did crime, if you guys hear me playing this music in my house, I am doing a crime.
Oh no.
But are you also being gay? That's the question.
I'm probably pretty happy about it, yeah. I mean, if I got my own theme music, I better be happy about what I'm doing. No, I wanted to throw in so many like really, really good TV show intros. The X-Files, for instance, has like one of the most memorable fucking intros.
That is like on my honorable mentions because that is like a theme tune that everybody kind of knows and people just hum it randomly when they want to talk about weird conspiracy or spooky shit.
Yeah,
like it is just the tune for that now. And that's the mark of a good intro.
What's the thing? The that thing? Like that sound effect, the X-File intro, like lives in that same category of like that sound has a meaning. Like if somebody does that sound to you, you're like, okay, I'm going down like a conspiracy theory, wacky ideas hole. But no, X-Files has like an honorable mention, and just because it was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up, like Friends. I know the intro's terrible, I know the song's terrible, but I love the show, and the intro makes me happy.
Yeah, okay.
But the best intro out of them all, even though it's not even on my top 3, is Lost.
Oh my god. Ava, why did you start with your honorable mentions first? What if that's on my list?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Wait, do I have to start with honorable mentions now too? Okay.
No, you can do it however the fuck you want. No, I genuinely had a list of over 30 things when I was like ironing things down. Like, fuck you,
I think Neil's doing a crime the whole way.
But yeah, that's my third top one. It's the intro song for Sun Isla Sakamál. I don't think there's any way to watch those with with English subtitles, so I'm sorry, you're shit out of luck to learn about Icelandic crime.
Rude.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not like, oh, I should probably learn Spanish to watch this cool TV show. No, don't. It's not worth. It's so not worth. It's really hard.
How much Icelandic crime is there? Did that show have like 4 episodes and they were like, well, we're done.
The original series ran 6 episodes, and then they did a return to the series a decade and a half later, I think, and they had 4 episodes.
It sucks that my joke was not far from the truth.
I don't believe I'm lying. I'm maybe misremembering. I was not a huge fan of the show. But the show, this show was like playing on the TV when I was like 8 or 9, so it molded like something in my brain. So like, I take a lot of my musical intro ideas from this song. It's very dumb. But no, yes.
I thought visually it was quite interesting, at least.
Yes, and visually it's quite straightforward. Just a bunch of X-ray footage.
It's cool. It's dark and seedy. I love it. All right. Thank you for that. Cassie.
Hi.
You're next.
It's me.
It's you.
So since we were not limited to a specific medium, I decided to bring something to the table that I probably should have brought to the table at some earlier topic, but it just never came up. It's an audio drama, actually. I listen to a lot of audio dramas, and this is one of the only intros that's ever stuck out in a way that I actually remember it, because I don't know, for whatever reason. It's from the show called The Orphans Facility.
Oh, yeah.
I personally I wasn't a big fan of The Orphans, the main show, but then Facility came out and I gave that show a try. And there was something about the intro that really sets this, like it's just basically the theme song with voiceover intro and some sound effects, but the way they cut it makes you immediately feel like you're in the space that this audio drama is going to play out in, or like at the so it's a bit hard to describe, but I basically feel like I'm entering a abandoned facility hall that has already been destroyed, and I just hear like this voice of a computer voice on the TV, like introducing the show, and then the intro sets in, and I feel like that's a really great way to set you up for what you're about to hear, for the theme of the song, and that's why that intro for some reason stuck with me. So yeah, that's why I like it. It's hard to express it. Maybe you can cut it in here or something. It's the thing is, when I listened to it the first time, they had not joined hadn't joined Fable and Folly yet, and so it was basically, the intro was basically pure. And when I re-listened to it the other day, there were actually cut in ads, and I was like, oh, this is not the same.
I may not have liked your show, but your intro was pure.
I wanted that intro. Give me the intro back. No, it was because they're not on Realm, but like on Fable and Folly, they added like intro that was basically in world, or like with from the creator, so it was familiar voices, and that kind of broke the immersion for me personally. And I was like, I could not tell, like when I was just skipping ahead through the episode to get to that intro, I could not tell when the fuck their ads ended and when the intro started.
Yeah, I think that's the joys of those like dynamic insertions.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, now I can't skip them.
I mean, you can skip them if they are actually really dynamically inserted, like it's not read by the creators of the show, which they did not do on Fable and Folly, because it was still the creators of the show being like, hi, here's another thing you can listen to on our network. Yeah, and that kind of broke the immersion for me and kind of also ruined the intro. So on the re-listen, it wasn't as, like, I still love the intro. It's still great. It still invoked the same imagery in my mind.
Yeah.
But with the ad, it's just, nah.
I know what you mean. It's kind of like troublesome when you have a genuine like audio drama that is like fully scripted and voice acted and foleyed, and then you hear like characters from in-world going like, "Hey, if your stomach is upsetty, get some Tums." You're just like, why
have you tried HelloFresh?
What?
I think the ones that. This isn't our top 3 intros in audio dramas, but I think the best ones I heard so far were on the Liberty podcast from Travis. Like, they did it really well.
Yeah.
Where at some point the ads just faded in the background while the characters were on the train or whatever.
Yep.
We love you, Travis.
We love you, Travis. I know you don't listen, but
well crafted ads.
Yeah,
top notch.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly write down ads for my next top.
Top 3 ads. If you do top 3 ads, it's all just going to be the internet historian. He's the only one who does fun ads.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one that I would put on there that would be great.
Oh, no. Are we doing top 3 ads at one point?
No, please.
Oh.
That's season 4 stuff when we're completely out of ideas.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
was
we
just going to say.
the barrel.
I'm going to go ahead and pull out the honesty stick on you. I'm out of ideas already, and I was out of ideas pretty quick into season 1. So I'm already running on.
But you only had 3 topics to
I
choose
don't
in
know
season
what
1.
we do here anymore.
Neil, put the honesty stick away. This is not the time for honesty. We're live.
Neil, cut this.
It's all right, Neil. You have 6 months between thinking of ideas.
That's very true.
You only have to come up with 2 a year.
That's very true.
We really need to incorporate Patreon suggesting themes that we can like pick from a list.
Yeah. We'll put that out there at some point when we figure out how to make patrons work with this dumbass show.
The top 3 favorite times we did top 3.
Yeah.
What was it? We were joking about top 3 guests on 4 top 3s.
We've only had 2 so far.
I swear to fucking Christ, I'm going to start with my honorable mentions.
Anyway,
I did-
let's circle back to where we're supposed to be.
I think I did joke at some point and said, let's make like a top 3 list of our favorite moments on 4 top 3s for the New Year's episode or something.
Yep, it's the recap episode. Everyone has to have one. Oh, well, that's cool. Thank you, Cassie. Neil, what have you got?
Well, we're all starting with shows, aren't we? Look at us go. Doing exactly what
I mean, you can
wanted.
take a book, but I know you don't read.
My favorite intro is in the Little Mrs. book, Little Miss Brady. It's in the start of that book. I love that one.
What are you on?
My TV one is a show that I've talked about before. It's The Full Metal Alchemist.
Yay!
Those are amazing intros.
Full Metal Argument.
And they're
Now,
they're
Neil,
very memorable.
there's
You're
like
going to ask me which one. I know you're about to ask me which one. And the answer to that is the last one in the first season and the first one in the Brotherhood.
Wait, what?
No argument. No argument.
Yes, we agree.
Yes, Neil, we are in agreement.
Oh my god!
Cancel the fucking podcast.
Yeah!
Get out of here.
We did a podcast. Whoa.
Just over, bye! Full
So-
Metal Agreement.
Full Metal Alchemist was in my anime pile, and after I went through all the intros, it was like, yep, intro 1 of Brotherhood, 100%. The other ones are good, but first one's best. The first one's
It
best.
is. It is. It is so good. I can link them to you, V.
Yeah, please, because I know I've seen at least one of them.
You've seen all of Brotherhood.
Okay, there you go.
We watched
so I
all
clearly
of
have seen that one,
Brotherhood
but I don't know what
while
else.
we were homeless for 3 days.
Oh yeah.
I actually went through all the Full Metal Alchemist intros because I was trying to remember that one intro that I could not fucking remember. And I was like, I'm gonna watch every single intro of everything I've consumed in the last 6 years.
Did you find it?
No. And I'm like, what the fuck was it? I was very desperate. I actually downloaded the entire history I have with my friend Chiki from when we were still using Skype, and I looked for all the times we mentioned intros because I was really desperate. And I could not find it. I'm like, I'm so sure I wrote to her, I love the intro of this thing and I never skip it.
Full Metal Alchemist had a lot of great intros, but in the first one, because Brotherhood wasn't out when I started watching Full Metal Alchemist, so don't be like, Brotherhood's better. I know. Listen,
Shut up.
But the last song that they did for the first one, and just the opening with the gate and everything, and the city behind it. That's like permanently in my memory because that's what I discovered and watched a whole lot of Full Metal Alchemist when I was little. So that will always be on my top intros that I remember being excited about and listening to a lot. And then in Brotherhood, of course, like it's that intro is just fantastic. So
It's in the first opening of the Brotherhood one. It's around, it's like second 50. I just pulled up the one you linked. It's where they show the brothers losing their limbs, but then they enter with what's the girl's name? Rin or something like that. You see her
Rin,
like it's so fucking hard to describe, but you can see the brothers and the pain and the loss they went through, manifested on screen. And then you see her, and all that happens is that like the wind blows her down. And it's like, I love that little scene because it's trying to tell you a little bit of something. And it's like, they lost something physical and now they're fighting to get it back. She lost something invisible and she can never fight to get it back. Like, it's gone. She lost the familial relations that were going on. I like that. I like that like little hint of subtle creativity in that intro.
It's been a long time since I've seen either of them. It's been probably about 10 years. I want to do a rewatch of them. They're literally like some of my favorite shows. But I want to say by memory that she has a very different kind of interaction with the show in the original and then in Brotherhood. In Brotherhood, she's like very upfront at the beginning. And in the original, she comes in later to do stuff, you know? And right out the gate with Brotherhood, there she is in the intro, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I think you might be right, but I haven't watched the first series since, holy shit, like early 2000s, I think?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I downloaded it on dial-up. I probably watched it at like 188p.
I watched all of the original openings in that link that I sent V. And I just didn't notice her as much in like the first half of them. And it was all in the later half. I was like, maybe she was a character later on.
Windry, that's her name.
Windry, yeah.
Oh, I thought she was the girl on the bed in like the first sequence in the, like she's wearing like a white dress thing.
Oh no, that's the mom.
Wrench. That's their mom?
Wait, which one are you on?
Blonde, right? I was watching through the first one. It's the first thing I clicked at, and she's just there on a bed at some point. I thought I was doing wrong.
Did you watch just the last song on the first link?
No, I watched the first one.
Okay, you watched.
Actually, I just let him roll through. So.
Okay. Well, on the first link, it's the song that I'm referring to.
Oh yeah, where she's almost half naked, like waking up, and I'm like,
yeah.
Every time I remember seeing that scene, I'm like, why is that there?
Yeah, like why is she like thirst trap people? Like stop it. That's not how this goes.
You gotta have fan service.
And why is she sleeping with her wrench?
You know exactly why that woman sleeps with her wrench.
Now, Gussie.
She's tired. Look, she's got all the machines in her room.
She had to knock herself out somehow.
All the machines are in her room and stuff, and she's just like waking up next to her wrench. She's clearly overworked. That was a big theme. That was a big theme in her part of the show. Because
oh my god, the bad CGI. Oh no thanks.
Because Ed's always coming home like, I busted my gosh darn arm again. And she's like, damn you. Damn you so much. Don't be hurt.
Busy.
Stop getting hurt, damn it. You know?
Also, she's like, you're my only customer, but damn, am I overworked.
Hey, that dog needs a new arm.
She didn't need any other customers, let's be honest. Well, I like the first link that you sent and the first time stamp that was on there, like the very, very first one. I just thought it looked pretty. That's me, man.
I just realized that it's a very long and breathy intro, the first one. It's very slow going.
I like the train. They go on a train and we see... I have a train issue.
Yes, you do.
Do you like trains or you don't like trains?
I like trains. I like trains. No! Oh, thank you for that. That was cool. And also very pretty. And if you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, whichever one that Ethan made me watch over 3 days, go watch it. It's amazing.
It was Brotherhood.
Yeah,
I like the first one, but I know the second one's better. I just have a lot of nostalgia for the first one, and I know that it has like an ending that completely deviates from the vision.
I stand by my words. I feel like the first few episodes of the original and Brotherhood, like tucked at the end of it, would be perfect.
You're insane. The original series was way too slow, like insanely slow.
Counter argument. Brotherhood was way too fast.
I'm agreeing.
We don't have time to explain these characters. This character is just now part of the team. Accept it. We're trying to get to the good shit.
All right.
Such a good show, both of them.
So my third is I had like a really difficult time trying to pick anything full stop. And then Aethel showed me this thing, and then I was like, okay, I agree with you on some of these, but I still think the ones I vaguely had stuck in my brain I'm going with. So I had a few guilty pleasure watches when I was studying because I could have it on in the background. I didn't have to think about it, but it was entertaining enough in a dumb way. So, what makes a good intro? I did TV. This is a TV one. Is something that's short, vaguely explains the premise of the plot, and has a banging set of music. And in this case, I'm going to put forward iZombie because the tune is banging. It has some nice things in there. It also has a little comic book explanation over the 20-ish seconds, 25 seconds. So it's short. It fits that criteria. And it explains everything from got infected, have friends, lost boyfriend, has a job, am a zombie.
What?
It's great. iZombie is also based on, I think, a comic, and I think it's that way around. I don't remember. But it's really good. And there you go.
I have one thing I have one interaction with iZombie in my entire life. A good friend of mine, a friend of mine whose taste I trust a lot in stuff, he mentioned without meaning to that he liked iZombie. I remember this very vividly because he was just like, yeah. Then I've been like watching iZombie recently, whatever. Yeah. And then he changed the subject. I was like, iZombie, what's that? And he's like, oh, it's a zombie show. And I'm like, I'm into zombie shit. And I couldn't.
You're not into this.
Oh no! Like the first 5 minutes of the first show is just genuinely difficult to watch.
So it can be difficult to get into, and then for 2 seasons it's legitimately pretty okay. And then it falls off the cliff after season 3 and gets absolutely ridiculous, and I'm done with it. But the premise is interesting. Got turned into a zombie at a party because the zombies come from drugs and shit. And then she leaves her boyfriend because she doesn't want to infect him, and she becomes a mortician, and she eats the brains from the dead things in the morgue, and then she gets psychic visions and she helps the police solve crime. It's amazing. And the reason I want to circle back to the intro is because the intro kind of fucking tells you that. It has this really cool comic book style to it where it just here's the thing, and then at the end, I'm a zombie. Also, the music is banging. And it's really short. So this is exactly what I want for an intro. So this is why I think it's a top intro, not necessarily one of my favorites, but it is definitely a top intro of how it should be. So I have actually watched all of iZombie even after I finished studying, so I can't really claim it's exactly a guilty pleasure, but I did watch it fall off the cliff and watch it burn. It was kind of fun.
I'll give you, this intro's not bad. It's visually appealing, got simple music, and it's basically telling you the story.
Yeah, that's what you need in an intro. You need something to tell you or set the mood or something like that. Like Kessie was saying with you need the music for the orphans facility. Is this sets up the place and the feeling of what it is. That's what an intro should be. It should give you all the information you need. A little bit more difficult in the audio world, but if you're in the TV world and you have visuals, use them. So yeah, that's why I thought this is actually a pretty good example of a good intro for a terrible TV series.
Did iZombie come out around the same time as other weird kind of semi-supernatural crime-solving dramas came out, like Psych? And I don't remember what the name of the show was, but there was a guy who had
towards the end of that. I think it's towards the end of that.
No, there's another show that iZombie always reminds me of, and it had the same problem. I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I was just this is dreadfully not for me. And it was a show where there's a guy who's I think he's a mortician or a private eye, and if he touches a body, the soul returns to the body. But if he lets the soul stay for more than 30 seconds, somebody else dies to pay the price. And
what the hell is that?
iZombie reminds me so much of that.
So that's Dark Dice and that's Soren.
No, it's not Dark Dice, and nobody dies if the soul stays for too long. Everybody just takes sanity
we do
damage.
Internally of stress damage.
You don't know that no one dies if they stay for too long. Travis has never told you.
No, it's that show and this show, they live in my brain as those shows that I'm that is a really fun premise. Too bad it was not written for me. I will forever live in a world where this was not aimed at me.
I enjoyed it, but I will never watch it again. There are some interesting bits in there, and she takes on like weird personality traits for some. I think are really funny and really moving and all that good shit. But then it just really like falls off the wagon so hard. I'm like, I'm done with this. I will never watch it again. I do like the intro. I like the sound. I like the voice bit, and yeah, that's what I'm putting forward as an example of a good intro.
Well, I agree. It's a good intro. Now, I have to know, is the reason why it goes off the rails on the third season, is it because they do the will they, won't they relationship and then they just like sabotage it in the third season? Or do they go genuinely full stupid and do like world-ending scenarios where she's like preventing the zombie plague from taking over Earth? Like, which way do they go?
You're not too far on either of those.
Oh, they do the double whammy!
Yeah, they have like their relationship, will they, won't they, because obviously she's a zombie, she doesn't affect the other person, and then they blow the scale of what's happening so out of proportion. It's unreal.
Is love the answer the whole time? Was love the cure?
It's not actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. They end up quarantining the entire like island that they live on. I think there is someone in, I want to say Manhattan, but I may be wrong. They quarantine that, and then like people outside of the zombie zone send them brains to keep them contained in their zombie outbreak area. They find a cure, but it's really a sad cure. So yeah, it's just it's a
weird. Sad cure.
It's one where the writers were like, we have nothing else, we might as well do this.
You have to listen to Coldplay for 24 hours.
You just have to listen to the Rickroll all the way over, but it never actually comes in with the lyrics. No, it's the premise and the idea and the general story for iZombie is interesting, but it's not something I'd ever recommend. So I don't know. That was my example of a top 3 intro. It hit all the buttons for me on the TV. All right, Aethel, what have you got next?
Well, now comes the part where I get mocked to death. I'm going to do the anime one.
You weep.
Yes, my weepiness is going to come out. So,
Aethel, your weepiness is showing.
It's going to show so fucking hard right now. Okay, so honorable mentions for my animes, just like real quick. If these are one of your good ones, like don't shout it out. I just need to mention these. It's Cowboy Bebop, the Yu-Gi-Oh intro. Fuck everybody who says otherwise. The Asumanga Daioh intro, the Dragon Ball Z, and then the one I picked, the top of all, is Elfen Lied, which is the most Elfen Lied. It's the most try-hard dramatic intro you will ever find, but god fucking damn it if that isn't the most try-hard story you will ever find. So it fits it to a T. Like, you're in for a wild ride. And V, I will send you a link to everything I just mentioned on.
Yeah, thank you. Literally everything you have just said, because I'm like, holy shit, I don't have a spell, some of that.
No, I'm not surprised. So let me... So, Cassie, you know Elfen Lied?
I know it, yeah.
Have you listened to do you know the intro?
Not by heart, and I'm not even sure if I ever saw it, because I remember watching it with a friend, and I think we watched it from a Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, and I think it skipped over the intro at some point.
What? That's
also, we watched it in German, so
that's a violent offense. But it is genuinely such a try-hard song. Like, I can't explain how hard they're trying. But that show tries really, 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 really hard. It's so fucking edgy. It's genuinely one of the edgier shows you will ever see. That isn't like dumb edgy. It's like it's trying its goddamn hardest to be edgy, but it's not dumb edgy. I don't know how to phrase it differently.
Yeah, I don't remember any of this.
Story is relatively simple. People start being born with tiny little horns,
invisible hands.
Tiny little horns and invisible hands. And those invisible hands have the ability to literally rip people apart. And most of the people who are born with these things end up sociopaths because they don't value human life because it's so easy to kill humans. And
Oops.
that's the basic premise.
I'm about to say there's a shit ton of nakedness in this.
It's so edgy. It has so much nakedness and it has so much like fan service that is unnecessary. It's got
but
so
all
many
of these-
anime tropes.
All of these images are based on art, like on actual art pieces.
Again, the show tries so hard. It tries so hard.
No, I'm just talking about the intro.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like the entire show is trying so goddamn hard. Like I can't say that more than enough. Like
Nipples. I can't listen to you, Aether. I'm mesmerized by nipples.
Should I have picked...
Same. I switched off. I just seen naked people. I'm done.
Oh, so should I have picked Yu-Gi-Oh instead? Would that have been less distracting for you guys?
I don't know. Are there nipples?
No, they're dueling monsters, man. You don't need nipples when you got card games.
All right. I'm going to say it is visually very beautiful.
Yeah.
It is very beautiful. It is not suitable for work. You would probably get yourself questioned by your boss. And that music and the soundtrack to it, yeah, that is definitely like that's a level above where it should be for an anime.
I can't recommend watching Alpha Lead because it's just so weird and like unnecessarily edgy and unnecessarily dark and unnecessarily weird, but that's a song that has lived on MP3 players throughout the years of mine.
Aww.
Like all the way from those like little nugget MP3 players that were like 250 megabytes. I had that fucking song on those fuckers.
I just don't understand why they zoomed on the butt, but there's nothing happening there at the end.
Is there nothing happening on the butt, Cassie?
What?
Is the butt not enough for you?
It's it looks like they're trying to zoom in onto a title, but there is no title.
Oh,
Like why?
I want to know why you think this is a top intro.
Boobies.
It's got boobies.
I mean,
Nipples.
it has boobies. I'm seeing boobies. I'm
Boobies
seeing
in
it's a
it.
beautiful art style.
Yep.
I can hear that the music is epic as fuck. It's not short, so that falls on that thing. But like, I don't know what this show is about.
So
I just look at the intro. I'm
Naked
like,
people
this is just
killing
naked
people.
chicks. I'm there for that. But
like
It's naked people killing people.
Of course, like by like saying it's trying too hard, I've already like, told you. But no, like that intro encapsulates the show in a very weird way. It's this like we're trying really, really hard. You can tell by that intro. Somebody had a vision. Somebody had an idea. Somebody had something they were trying to like get across in anime back in the fucking 90s. Good fucking luck, buddy. No, I like that intro. I think the song is fucking amazing. I think that song is just fucking gorgeous. And it makes it, every time I rewatch that show, I listen to the intro all the way through, every single time.
I get what you're meaning with trying too hard, because literally they have like these little cat ears and they are trying to justify them by saying, no, they're not cat ears, they're horns. That's trying too fucking hard. Just say they have cat ears if you want to have cat ears.
No, these are horns. You don't understand. Like, they're a different race, you see.
see, you'd mentioned that they didn't have any hands, but I think everyone I saw
No,
hands,
they have
apart from the one that was
invisible
just
hands.
boot.
They are born
invisible
with,
hands.
Yeah, they are born with invisible hands that can stretch out, I don't know,
But we can see
6
them.
meters behind them, and they rip people apart in the anime. With those.
Extra. Listen to that word, extra. It's not that they don't have hands or that their hands are invisible.
And they have like between 3 and 12 hands or something on the back, whatever the fuck. Like,
Okay, all right.
That's a very like bloody, gory anime.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
In it, yeah. Okay.
I should have just gone for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well-
Then I wouldn't have to explain myself. I would just be mocked.
No, I just didn't. There are a lot of boobs in that.
You're so distracted by a couple of nipples. I think
Boobs can't be art, Aethor.
So you can't throw boobs at 2 pansexual, bisexual people and expect us to pay attention to anything you said.
They had red hair too. What do you want from me?
I just assumed you guys were a little bit more mature than that, but I guess I'll have to dumb it down for you guys.
Please, if you want to have a conversation with me, don't show me well-titted red-haired women. This is your issue. Okay.
It's such a dumb show. It's such a dumb intro, but like that intro song like elevates that intro above what it needs to be. And then, as Cassie mentioned, like a lot of that art is like stylized art from like Japanese folklore or like history.
No. Gustav Klimt.
Oh, who's that?
An Austrian painter.
Yeah, like. See how hard they're trying? See how fucking hard they're trying.
They tried hard because they were like, this show has nothing to do with anything German folkloric, but let's give this an intro that has like a painter, stuff from a painter from Austria and also like a German name that no one can pronounce right. It has nothing to do with elves at all, neither with a song.
But do you get it? No, you probably don't get it. It's too deep for you, man.
No. No, I don't. I don't. No.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even have elven ears. They have like horns, but actually cat ears.
They have cat ears. 100% their cat
Also, they have nipples. I mean, you lost me there.
I think Aether doesn't want to be mocked anymore.
I like there are no questions coming, and I've said they're trying too hard, like 50 times.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. That's why the show was never for
All
me.
right, then, Cassie.
Me? Me again.
What have you got next?
Oh boy, I haven't decided yet what I wanted to do next. Oh God.
What do you mean, me again? There's been 4 people between the last time you went.
But I talked about nipples for like half an hour just now. Leave me alone.
I had it, but I saw nipples, and now I forgot. Damn it.
Guys, I need to run to the bathroom.
Give me 10 minutes. I need to clear my mind.
I can't think anymore. Fuck. What has happened? What have you done?
You showed me anime boobies. Now I don't know where I am.
Neil just took a drink.
Anime movies in the style of Victim von Fruchtenschlachten. I'm my only weakness.
Okay, fine. So my next pick is the intro from Gravity Falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn, that's good.
Yes, because I really like the fact that they put so many hidden messages in there, and they interchanged elements of the intro according to the topic of each episode, or like at the end of the episode when Weird Mageddon happens, they completely flip over the intro, and I really like that. And like the secret messages, it's like so tightly packed full with secret messages. It's insane. I never looked into like deeply into all of them, but Nee is super into them, and she explained them all to me at one point. I'm like, this is amazing, but also I retained almost nothing of it, except axolotl.
Axolotl. No,
the switching when they did the weirds,
Weird Mageddon.
that reminded me a lot of how Fringe used to do their episode intros. So it'd just be like Fringe, and then there's like images that flash in, and they make different like when each picture and dots like correspond to like letters or something. But what they would do, like depending which universe it was set in, they would change the color of the main title screen. So when you were in our universe, it was blue, and then you were in the other universe, I think it was red. And then it became the two. It like switched over and changed. And when I saw like the weird in Gravity Falls happen, I'm like, my brain reminded me that's a thing that people do to denote where they are in the world. I'm like, that is clever. I like that.
I thought you said Friends again, and I was going to start singing and clapping again.
Where we are in the universe of Friends.
Yes.
Do you remember that time when they changed the color of the sofa?
Hey. There's an entire episode that is a what if.
There is?
Yeah, all of the characters do a what if. Phoebe wonders what if I became a stockbroker. Monica wonders, what if I never slammed down? Rachel, what if I got married?
Right.
Ross, if I never got divorced? And Joey, I don't remember.
Right, yeah.
Neil, please delete this. No.
Overlay it with the
No,
Friends
this
theme
isn't
song.
No, just delete it.
Let's be this way.
No! Cut from there. No, Gravity Falls is a fucking
about Gravity
fantastic show. And the intro's like great. Like I'm genuinely now kind of kicking myself because it was never on my list and it definitely should be.
Fucking rude.
Did you know that the guy who made Gravity Falls, if I understand correctly, like Disney has like basically a hit out for him. He refuses to return to the show.
To Gravity Falls?
Well,
Yep. He wrote 2 seasons. Compact, perfect, done. Put a little sticker on it, said gold star, well done. And then he walked away. And Disney's like, okay, we're gonna make season 3. And he's like, no. It's in my contract, like you can't make season 3 without me. It's like, okay, we're making season 3, right? No, I'm working on other shit now. And Disney hates him for it. They genuinely hate him for it.
We want to milk this cow!
Mm-hmm.
yep.
So, yeah.
But as soon as they stop milking it, they would ruin it. That's the thing. It's knowing when you're done. And he was done. It was good.
Yeah. He's actually a voice actor on this other show that I watched, The Owl House. And the intro of it reminds me, it's kind of like, it feels like an homage to Gravity Falls in some parts. Because they do have the voice actor on board, so why the fuck would they not do that? But yeah.
Yeah. Why would you not scratch them scratch their brains if they didn't, if they're there? It's a wasted resource otherwise. All right, Neil, you're up next. What have you got?
I was going to pull a song off of an album, but I think I'm just going to stick to TV for a moment. I thought about it, and I didn't want to put, God, it sucks to talk about this one. It sucks to talk about this one so much. Once upon a time, there was a show that didn't completely ruin its ending. And leave a horrible taste in everyone's mouth. And the intro was awesome. And that show was Game of Thrones. If you have an argument, get the bad taste out of your mouth, forget about the ending, and then remember back in the day when you were excited about it, and they kept breaking your fucking heart, and they kept breaking it, and they kept letting you down, and you always returned, to that song, and they would change little things in the visuals and the introduction sequence, and it was amazing. That was a good one. All right, no matter what. No matter how bad they fucked it up, and they did. That was a good one. Can't deny it. Also, Westworld was a good intro.
That intro is beautiful, though. Yeah.
It is.
I am fully on board with Game of Thrones. It's on my honorable mentions and nearly made it to the top 3 list because you watched that shit.
Yeah.
Because that contains...
It wasn't a short intro.
Where the fuck everything is. It wasn't, no. Like, they're like a good length long.
Yeah.
But they showed you where the particular episode is being set and which places, so you knew how far apart they were and roughly could follow timelines, because, my God, that show is filled with fucking characters. But also, it would have clever little things like, oh, this place is now owned by this family crest, and it would show that. And it was dope. I liked it. I agree with you. It's good.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I heard once an interview with the score writer and maker, and he mentioned composer. Thank you. He mentioned that, like, when he created the song, he was trying to go for an element of 2 traveling groups that meet, and if you listen to the full version of the song, you can hear the song kind of reach a semi-crescendo in the middle, and then it slows back down, but it leaves you with different instruments and different, like, sounds. And that was his idea of 2 groups meeting and then splitting away, and that's how you That's what you're listening to. You're listening to these groups meet up and then go their separate ways. And you go with the second group when you like move away. It's a fucking fantastic intro. And you're right, Neil. People need to get over themselves. The intro's still amazing.
Look,
the first
I'm mad too.
seasons are still amazing.
I'm mad too, but it was good for a minute. And we got to remember the good times. All right.
What was it? I read a little while back because, like, I again, I very much like everyone, I enjoyed a lot of Game of Thrones until a point. But I think someone said the only thing to come out of season 6 and season 7 was the composer, or 7 and 8 was the composer, because god damn, those tunes were banging. Like the music that they play from, spoiler alert, from, I think, the episode where Cersei blows up the chapel or whatever the hell it is. And it's just music from the beginning until the end where it blows up. Like, that's just one guy composing and just doing that, or a team of them. And like, that is an amazing piece of music. It's a shame that the series was shit around it, but the music was great. It's the only good thing to come out at the end of that series. But yeah, I think the intro is good. And I was glad to see, I think it was around that time and shortly afterwards, they moved away from doing the Lost and Fringe style really short intros where it's like, name, done, to actually putting fucking effort into titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you have this, you have Altered Carbon, which I think is one of my other like favorite ones. You have the Chronicles of Shannara, which are also just like over the top done intros. Like, I'm glad they moved away from boom, nothing to actually putting effort into it.
Yeah,
it's dope. It's changed so much.
My favorite band from Iceland killed Joffrey, and that was an amazing time. Sigur played the
yeah,
Joffrey
wow
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
No, they don't actually kill him. He just happens to die in their vicinity.
They were there.
Anyone there had a hand in it.
They did not prevent it. They murdered him.
All right. So I don't know whether I should do a TV or a music. What do you? It's dealer's choice. What do you guys want?
Music.
We haven't had any music yet.
All right. Smoke on the Water has such a very easily picked up intro.
It's like the first song that anyone learns on guitar every time.
Yes. It is such a it's picked up. Like, the rest of the song is okay. But the intro is just something like, as soon as I started doing it, I saw eye rolls and laughter. People knew what the fuck I was doing.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Yep. It's a classic for a reason. It has some very memorable chord progressions in there. It is kind of easy-ish to learn, so it is something that people learn fairly quickly in there. Let's pick up a guitar and give this a shot, kind of thing. And it's great. I also like it because it is in the Leicester Tigers, which is a rugby team, have Smoke on the Water as like their fans' like theme tune music. So you'll just hear like a bunch of really big burly people at a rugby match starting to sing Smoke on the Water, and it's amazing. So yeah, this is why this stuck in my brain. So when you were like, this is all intros, I'm like, yeah, I got this, nailed it. I've got at least one that is not a TV show.
All right.
So yeah, Smoke on the Water is my one of my top intros, because yeah, that beginning section people know. And if you don't know the story of Smoke on the Water, go check it up. It's kind of interesting. It was written by the band after they saw a house or a building they were performing at, or people nearby, on the other side of a lake on fire, and you just saw the smoke across the water, and that's how this happened. So there you go. I should go check it up properly, because I had a really shit version because I don't really remember it. But go check it out.
Oh, that's reminded me of the song Cult of Personality. The intro to that. Holy shit.
How does that go, Neil?
I'll link it.
I know that tune is about to bite me in the ass when Neil comes to edit.
The fucking copyright.
I know, I can't get copy struck by it.
Copyright bots come down on us. Oh, you're clearly ripping off our music.
You're clearly too close to the original.
Nobody's ever going to listen to the song again because you put it in your podcast. You've robbed us of millions. Millions, I tell you. That's a very interesting. Like, I had thought about putting a song intro in there, and I'm gonna have to put one in my honorable mentions, but I don't think I've.
Yeah, you have to now.
What about the stupid Nirvana intro? The dum 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 dum. Like, like that's a. It's not an intro. It's just like a kind of chorus. Yeah, come as you are. Yeah.
Yep.
Or like my friend loved to do. He loved to take that song, the entire intro, and then he cut the song just after Kurt Cobain says "come," and then just another song would start. So it was just you get this entire intro, and then you just get Kurt Cobain going "come," and then just next song. That was on every CD he burned for our fucking entire childhood. It's an idiot. I'm glad I got to share this with somebody.
Episode name, come. Oh, God. We can't do that. Apple will be mad at us.
I'm pretty sure Apple would be mad at us.
No, Apple only get mad at us if we put like literal swear words into the title or the description. We're good.
Well, come isn't a swear.
No, we didn't. Especially if we spell it with an O.
Well, that wasn't how I was going to spell it.
C-U-M-E.
Oh, goddamn.
Cumin. That's a spice, right?
Yeah.
Something in a different language.
That doesn't matter, Neil. They don't care if it's a different language.
Nope.
We'll put the U with the like dots over it or whatever.
Oh yeah. Cum.
No, it's cum.
Cum.
Cum. Sure. No, okay.
Best part of the intro, all of us just saying "come" in a different way.
Blank as you are.
Oh, bloody hell. All right, Aethel, I believe this is your top choice, right?
Yes. So this was
your number one.
My number one from like the moment I decided this last year on this topic. But I'm going to give a little bit of like honorable mentions. This is my favorite cartoon intro. And I'm going to give some love to the Icelandic version of DuckTales. I think it's the English name of it.
Yeah.
Yep, that one. And to the Moomins, which just has a beautiful fucking intro. Like fuck you.
Did you say the Moomins?
Yeah, the Moomins.
I loved the Moomins as a kid.
Yeah, the intro is fucking fantastic. It's so comfy. There is no show more comfy than the Moomins. And a quick last shout out to Steven Universe. I love their intro. I love their music. I love the ukulele, so it plays to my heart. But no, the by far best cartoon intro in the fucking universe, and I will have no guff, no muff, no fucking arguments about this, is clearly the Powerpuff Girls. 100%. I will not accept any comments. Thank you for coming to a TED Talk. The Powerpuff Girls has the best fucking intro. Like, yes, it has talking in the beginning, which is a big no-no. Yes, even with a blunder like that, it still ends at a 10 out of 10, because that is a 12 out of 10 fucking intro, man.
Talking at the beginning was, like, iconic for that. Like, when you hear that, you're like, okay, Powerpuff Girls is on.
Mm-hmm. It is such a good intro.
Chemical X.
Chemical X.
Did that intro actually come out before Mission Impossible? Because it sounds a little bit like that in parts.
Sorry?
Did that intro come out before Mission Impossible? Because it sounds a little bit like that in some parts.
It could be that it's in some way based off the same idea.
Mission Impossible was for sure before this, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it was like a old show, TV series. No, like Powerpuff Girls is fantastic. You have the different music tunes when the three girls come on, and then you have the ending where they're just beating the shit out of everybody, and you've got like fucking blood flying in the intro of a goddamn cartoon. You know you're in for some good goddamn times. Fan-fucking-tastic. Like, best intro by far.
Yeah, that's something to think about. Yeah, they wouldn't show blood anymore in like a cartoon period, and now in the intro of Powerpuff Girls, you used to have blood flying around. That's funny to think about, isn't it?
You got like crazy. The fucking tooth flying out of him's face. Like you got everything you could ever want in that fucking intro.
I just checked. So Mission Impossible was 1996, and Powerpuff Girls was 1998.
Oh.
So 2 years later.
Nice.
So it's slightly ripped off. Okay, so it goes from 10 out of 10 to 9.9 out of 10, and I'll round it up.
I just felt it felt so similar now that I listened to it.
But no, Powerpuff Girls, like, that show, genuinely, the first 2 or 3 seasons, like, are just fantastic. It's just like, the animation's fun, the writing's fun, the characters are fun, like, go fuck yourself and have some fun.
It's that same kind of, like, Dexter's Lab vibes to it, though. It has that same kind of, like, that and Cow and Chicken and Ed and Eddie, like, it has that same... that same group. It has that same everything to it.
I love to watch those things back.
Name the 3 Powerpuff Girls, Aether. Go.
Buttercup, Blossom, and the main one is what? Buttercup, Blossom, and Bubbles. There you go.
That's not a main one. That's a blue one.
Yeah, the blue one. For some reason, I thought Blossom for a second was the blue one.
Those shows all came out.
So I was like,
during a time when I was still learning English, so I loved watching them, but I never understood anything.
Oh, same here. There was just so much violence, man.
Yeah!
There's an entire episode where everybody gets sick, and they're just beating up sick people while being sick. It's amazing. There's an episode where there's a hillbilly that just, like, beats everybody up with a banjo. It's a fantastic show.
I struggle to remember one episode, and I don't remember any episodes, and I don't watch that a fair bit as a kid at my nephew and niece's house, but, like, holy shit.
The episode where they're reined in and the Powerpuff Girls play Powerpuff Girls at home because they can't go out and fight crime, that's a fantastic episode. That episode is just funny. There's an
unreal human being.
The episode where their neighbor gets jealous of Professor Utonium's, like, perfect family, so he becomes a supervillain, and he's the shittiest supervillain. You're crazy if you don't remember Powerpuff Girls. This is a brilliant show.
No, like. I can list off reams of random ass cartoons that are from that same era, like Ed and Eddie. I know nothing about that. Occasionally, I think one of them gets like eggs on his eyes, and then there's Egg and Eggy, and that's the only thing I really remember about that show. There's Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't remember much except him screaming. That's it. That's these level of cartoons, like Cow and Chicken. I remember nothing about them. Nothing whatsoever.
Okay, Cow and Chicken are, of course, just like a fever dream. Like, if you remember the plot of one of those episodes, you probably have a fucking problem. Like, like that's a show that refuses to be remembered. Like,
I just remember the devil guy that always walked. No, was it the one that walked on his butt?
Yes.
Yeah. And he often had crossovers with I Am Weasel, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did he have a name, or was he just called the devil or something stupid?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he's a fantastic guy. Oh, goddamn. Oh no, I'm just going into a fucking Cartoon Network coma.
And that wasn't even your favorite pick. It was just an honorable mention.
No, the red. Oh, he was just called Red Guy. The red guy from Cow and Chicken is fantastic. I'm Weasel's fantastic intro, fantastic. Cow Chicken intro, fantastic. Ed and Eddie, best intro out of those 3. You got Dexter's Laboratory, which is the dumbest intro, but it's fucking amazing. You've got Ned and his mute, which was like a terrible fucking intro, but like a fun show. God. I watched so much Cartoon Network as a kid, guys.
Me too.
Cartoon Network was the good shit. It really was.
We didn't have Cartoon Network, so I had to go to my sister's house so she would have it. But
Nintendo, fuck me. Nickelodeon, like, whatever.
Oh no, I remember we had to, like, we got Cartoon Network only because, like, my dad, for some reason, like, I don't know, remember if he set up what is this large dish on outside?
Satellite dish?
Satellite dish, yeah. So he set it up in a way that it would receive them. And when I was not behaving properly, my mom would always, like, move the dish a little so we could not get
What?
anymore.
How does it work that way?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. What? You can just move the dish towards Cartoon Network and get it?
No. We
How
needed
does
to.
it work like that?
We needed to move it in a certain direction to get, like, American shows. So we got, like,
They
CNN,
don't have a
Cartoon
satellite.
I don't remember, but that's how we got it. I just remember that we. Yeah,
They do. They had. It was the same here in Westmanette. If you had a satellite dish, you could get Cartoon Network and shit, but you had to aim it correctly. The problem was it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same place you had to aim it for, like, Cartoon Network and all the kind of kid-friendly shows, and for, like, football. So, like, most houses just had it aimed at the fucking football channel, and then.
What?
yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly how it worked for us too.
Oh my god.
I love your barbarian mother, Cassie. Oh, you behave badly? I'll just move the fucking satellite dish. Okay, I can scarcely imagine your dad just going like, no!
If I were a kid and
my
that were the
dad couldn't
case,
do
I would have
anything.
become an astronomy expert and just, like, known where that shit was at. I would know all the channels by position in the fucking stars.
The thing is, my dad was out on montage for most of the time, so he could never, for one, he didn't care because he couldn't understand most English channels anyway. He watched just German channels. We only had, my mom specifically just wanted the access to the English ones because she couldn't speak German at the time.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
I guess I had cable.
Yes.
I don't know.
yeah, same. When we eventually got it, we had cable, but we had, like, the cheapest, most basic bitch version of cable in the world. So I got a shitload of, like, QVC, please buy this from our channel. Plenty of that shit. But we had no extra packages or anything. So we didn't have Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Nick Jr. or any of that shit. Like, we had documentary channels. We had plenty of Discovery. That was it.
We never had a satellite where I live, but my grandma had a satellite, and one of my friends had a satellite. And my friend's dad actually put in the effort of, like, rearranging the satellite after every football game so his kid could watch cartoons.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so weird and wild.
It's very cute.
All right, Cassie,
Yes.
over to you. What's your top intro pick?
So wait. I thought, was that your favorite thing or was that your
The
honorable
best
mention?
intro is Powerpuff Girls,
Okay,
Cassie.
because I
Get
I
out
thought
of
you-
my face.
No. I thought you said you were doing honorable mentions because you led into that. So I got a little bit confused.
And yeah, Aethel's completely broken in 2023. So I don't know what happened
Can we
to
hard
him,
reset
but
him?
normally he does. I don't know, man. Like he normally does 3, 2, and then honorable mentions just to fuck with the rest of us, and then 1. But I don't know. I don't know how it's going to happen this year. I might need to get a different model.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
Okay, well, stuff's cancelled, I guess.
You guys are wrong. Powerpuff Girls is best, and I have been nothing but coherent and understandable. Stop laughing. This is not funny time.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna start off with my honorable mentions because it's not an intro for music. It's more an intro to a concert for the Heilung concert, because I recently was at their concert, like beginning of December. And hang on, I'm gonna link you the thing. It's a bit long. We don't have to watch it right now. But it starts off basically like with an empty stage, and they blow in mist, and like one guy goes around and blows incense into the audience, which was really nice because they engaged like all the senses, and they set a really serene tone with that. And after some time, the musicians and the actors and whoever the fuck, like all the stage people, come out, and they basically start off like a ritual somewhere, like an occult ritual somewhere. That's what it looks like from the outside. But they start off with the words, and I'm going to read the text. Remember that we all are brothers, all people, beasts, trees and stone and wind. We all descend from the one great being that was always there before people lived and named it, before the first seed sprouted. And I feel that's a really great intro for like for the entire concert or ritual, as they call it, because it sets out it sets the stage right off the bat. We are not accepting of any bigotry in here, because they actually had an issue with bigotry where the black people were like not thrown out, but there were people like concert goers, audience people that actually excluded some black people from one of the concerts. And Heilung specifically said, we do not tolerate anything like that. And they said sorry to the people that got excluded and stuff like that. And I really like that they added this little bit in the intro, specifically because they do a lot with rune stuff and Norse pagan elements, which often attracts the wrong crowd. And they just set that up right there and they do it in every concert, which is nice.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning before about Heilung that it's at the beginning of each, that they treat it more as a ritual. So engaging the senses, all of these senses if they can, is a really good move. Yeah. And I think reminding folks like, hey, we're here under this idea that we are better than bigotry. We're better than the shit that you guys are doing out there. So be better people and we'll have a good time. I like it.
My most memorable concert intro. This was in 2006, I believe. So I was like 15, and I had been to a couple concerts. I saw Linkin Park, but that was like a different kind of situation than this. But I went to Sounds of the Underground in 2006, and Gwar was there. I didn't know who that was. And they closed the show, and they walk out with like giant prosthetic like alien dicks. It's like, what is happening? And they shoot like blood and cum everywhere, and it's just like this wild thing. So that's my memory that I'm gonna ruin yours with. But Gwar was amazing.
I just googled Gwar. The first video I see, they're all wearing like prosthetic, like giant prosthetic body. They're ripping apart a fake Donald Trump.
They had a cult following, man. They were a big deal.
Oh, this is wild.
All right, Neil, what have you got as your top intro?
So shout outs to the Pokemon theme song, which is eternal and forever. That one's great.
I left it off intentionally.
Well,
this is becoming a Rickroll. All Pokemon and Animorph references in the future are just going to be Rickrolls. Putting it out here.
We need to watch all of Pokemon.
Aren't you proud of me? I haven't mentioned Animorphs today yet.
I thank you. I do appreciate that you did also in a chat earlier today say there was a Pokemon and Animorphs crossover fanfiction.
No, not animals. Pokemon.
Mine is a video game.
Oh.
And it's one we'll have to watch.
Oh boy.
I'm into it.
Oh.
So yeah, the whole intro sequence and the sphere ride in BioShock was amazing back in the day. as a video game opening. It has such a great soundtrack. It's so amazing. The like Art Deco style of everything is
Fucking
super
amazing.
awesome. It introduces you into a lot of like the politics and how like why the city was made and stuff, which has a lot of political stuff just embedded in it. But yeah, that whole scene and just the scenery of the city and going down there and the way that it introduces everything, like you see the what are they called? The Big Daddy in the bridge. All the signs are all references to things that you'll come into later. The radio calls and everything. The would you kindly thing is right at the beginning thrown at you. The whole thing is done incredibly well from a story perspective, and just musically, visually. That for a 5-minute sequence into the story of a game, amazing.
It's definitely one of the probably more like hard worked intros that you'll ever see. Just the amount of effort that went into making sure that like they were breaking so much ground. I remember playing that like back in like 2008 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like it was doing so much with the engine that had just never been like with graphical engines that had just never been seen before. And then it just leads into a fantastic fucking game.
It was visually so good. It's so amazing. that whole city was so incredible.
Yeah. I recently watched like somebody's like 2-hour review of like the story of BioShock. And it was super interesting hearing like all the kind of detailed political and societal references that are in there.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a whole lot like to go on. You have to really look for context of, right? But it's about the person who created the city and how it went bad and stuff like that. And a lot of that is very political, and it like goes into our like actual historical politics and stuff. It was really someone who was disheartened with the world basically after war and wanted to get away from the United States and Russia, and he built his own fucking city.
Yep. A
and
city
it all goes to shit.
Supposedly built on meritocracy. Meritocracy. But as they say in like the last 15 to 20 minutes, everybody wants to be an inventor, but somebody needs to clean the toilets. It's like
there's instantly a divide in the classes.
Yeah, it's such a like it takes a really hard look at like what we wish capitalism could be and what it would really be if left unchecked.
And the guy that makes the stuff that makes everything go bad, the plasmid stuff that everyone starts killing each other for and stuff. That guy, he was a smuggler and this and that, but like he was the shining star of the vision of like, you know, you're here to be the very best that you can be and this and that. And he was that. And he, the guy who built the city, like looked up to that guy and stuff. And,
it's a really good game. And I highly recommend like looking for like deep dive into it. I found one, like I said, like a 2-hour one, and it was super interesting listening to him like deconstruct the game. The unfortunate thing, he also did one for the second game, which is deconstructing the idea of communism, kind of. Yeah. Like the more kind of like everything for everybody. And you can just tell in like the first 10 minutes that he is super pro, like that idea. And he just writes so many excuses for the characters and the stories and their actions. And I'm just like, motherfucker, you were so good on the first game. Why can you not look with a critical eye at this part? No, you don't understand. A real communist would never do this. A real socialist, I think they call themselves. A real socialist would never do this. And you're like, well, a real capitalist wouldn't have done any of the fucking things the other guy did. Fuck off.
Yeah. BioShock was made to get away from capitalist and socialist ideas, it seems. And then it became, both of those things played a huge part in its downfall. Like,
play BioShock.
I played the remaster. And then I hit one of the most notorious bugs where a gate wouldn't open, even though you should be able to have the gate open. And I got stuck there and I got so annoyed, I just stopped playing it.
Oof.
And that was that.
That was my singular experience of BioShock. Up to that point, I loved it. I love the weird setting that it is. I genuinely enjoy it, and I think when I first played that intro sequence, when it came up, I'm like, I recognize this. Where do I recognize this from? I barely play any game intros. Yeah.
I thought for a second it was
genuinely
forest.
Gorgeous. Huh?
For a second, I thought it was the forest.
No, the forest plane is way plainer. To excuse the pun, there's a lot more white in there. This one was lush. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I recognize this. And then you went down and had that impending sense of, oh, fuck, I'm going to drown. Yeah, I know where I am now.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good at ratcheting up that tension that you're supposed to have throughout the game of everything is potentially out to get you. It's a genuinely solid intro. Like, I just wish that my game hadn't bugged, because I probably would love the shit out of this series.
I like how it introduces the politics as well, and just like the idea behind the city. And that speech is so great.
The opening
speech
is
you're
so
going
powerful.
into the city. It is, because I mean,
it lures you in with that false promise of like, you can be your greatest version, and you're like, yeah, I will scrub toilets, surely.
It's great. You see that vision, and you're like, this is amazing. And then immediately you're like, oh, what happened? Oh, shit.
Oh,
damn.
shit. She has scythe
And
hands.
there's a whole story for it, There's a whole story for it and what it went wrong, and politics plays into it, and it's great.
That is a solid example of a good intro. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
See, now I'm going to feel really dumb about what my top intro is.
Why, is it not political enough for you?
No.
We'll throw some politics into it. How about that? We'll overthink it super hard, and we'll put politics into everything that we do.
It's Pokemon. Doo-doo.
So I know what it is because I guessed it yesterday while we were chatting.
Yeah, I'm really fucking annoyed by that. So I didn't realize how much this had an effect on how I think about intros until I was out with my best friend and my ex-husband clubbing in Brighton, and we had a friend of ours down from uni, and we were in the Vodka Shots bar, and this song came on, and everyone at a certain age started singing it. And I'm talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh my god!
Because
socialists,
it's
you commie assholes.
Classist, nobility born into power.
Oh god!
Carry on. It's fucking hilarious. It sets up the tone of the of every fucking episode. It has interesting graphics to start out with. It has voices. It has a song type thing to it, and I still remember basically 90% of it. And I haven't watched this since I was like 14. So yeah, so this is why the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the top. Y'all started laughing and giggling as soon as I said it, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. That.
No, I'm shocked because I thought when I was guessing yesterday, I thought I got you on A team.
No, it is up there, but it's not my favorite. I was trying to make a list of actually, like, if you're going to look at intros, what are good intros? They're ones that set the tone, they set the mood, they're short, snappy, visually interesting if you're doing TV stuff, or audibly listening if you're doing audio stuff. Although, Neil, you just threw a banger of a game in there, so sucks to be me, I guess. And the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just stuck in my head as soon as you said TV intros, because it's one I remember consistently, and I still can see it. I can still see his dumb face leaning over the fucking number plate that says whether the fuck it is. I'm like, yeah, that's it. It's memorable. I know it. It sets the tone. It's short and snappy. Bosh, done. So I think that's a good example of a good intro. There are many types of intros, but there are none quite like this.
Well, this is the story all about
I'm not doing it.
My life got flipped.
Aether will do it. Go on.
I actually saw.
We believe in you.
Literally have never seen a single episode.
I just remember there was a TikTok of someone doing that intro, but in a shanty type of song, and it really slapped. I need to find that one again.
Oh shit! I'm gonna need to find this.
Remember
really
the
good.
episode where he punched Chris Rock? That was crazy.
Well, Chris Rock was making some off-color jokes. He was being quite bold with those jokes he was making.
Oh my god! Hashtag cancel Aether.
Oh, God.
Oh, you found it. I'm gonna need to know what this is. No, I refuse to sing it because then someone will have me on the thingy doing this, and I'm not doing it. I refuse.
Speaking of like short to the point intros, shout out to Adventure Time. Adventure Time is good.
Yeah.
Adventure Time. It's over. It's so quick.
Wait.
Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends. Go to very
Distance with Jake the dog and friends.
Fun to never. It's Adventure Time. And it's over.
Yeah, you're right.
Amazing.
Like, there was a lot of really, like, enjoyable cartoons, like, randomly, like, in the, like, 2010s, I want to say. You have Adventure Time, Gumball, Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Like, you have a bunch of, like, just enjoyable
Gumball
shit.
was good. I remember seeing a couple episodes. I was like, all right. Cartoons are still doing great. Look at them
Give
go.
Gumball a chance. It is genuinely the, like,
It is.
wildest show. Star versus the Forces of Evil. That was like kind of enjoyable. I'm showing my hand too hard.
Wicked Wild Wild West. Remember that one?
Oh, that's the best movie. Remember
What a
when he
good
used the
movie.
giant robot spiders bitch slap Chris Rock?
Guys are the worst. All right, I'm done with this shit. See, I told you I'd be able to bring it down for what you put out there.
Remember when he slapped Chris Rock and then he used his little pin to make him forget about it? That was a good one.
It's a shame he didn't turn it round for the rest of the audience.
Yeah, it's a shame he couldn't.
He did, but he forgot he had already slapped Chris Rock, so he did it again.
Oh, God. What? How terrible.
Yeah. All right, so that's that. Does anyone have any honourable mentions that don't include slapping Chris?
Well, I do. I have two. Sorry, Cassie, you can go first.
I brought up my honorable mentions in place of my third place, in my first place, so I haven't actually done my top one yet.
You haven't? I thought we got to you already.
No, I said it's my honorable mentions. That the Heilung concert was honorable mention.
Was the Heilung?
Yeah.
I thought that was your top.
How is that nothing?
Sorry, I thought that was your top. How's that not the top?
I mean, it is amazing, but I wanted. I mentioned Heilung like every other episode, and I wanted to be. That's why I wanted it to be on my honorable mentions, not my top.
I fucking knew it when we got to Neil. There was a look on Cassie's face, and I was like,
no, well, I'm not.
But I'm not going to
interrupt you.
I'm sorry, I thought that was your top.
So remember when I it was on the floor. Remember when I went on a rant and I was like, I was trying to figure out why I like this. Like, I didn't just want to say, yeah, I like this intro. Full stop. I wanted to bring you some.
Yeah, like you were like, I have pages of notes. I've done research.
Well, not notes, but I had a rant about myself, and apparently I figured out I'm a psychopath. I went on a deep dive into my psyche. So my top one is I already brought it up in the children's cartoons episode. Was the Jungle Book series. And the German version. But I wanted to not just bring you that and be like, yeah, I liked it, because it's very memorable, and like to this day, I still hear people, like, for example, Sis occasionally sings the intro. So even though she's not remembers nothing of the series. And I tried to figure out why I like that intro and like why a lot of the other childhood series, like I put on my list the Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck, Digimon, but none of them really made it for me. And the reason for that is that I figured out one thing a lot of children's cartoons intros do is like they try and set you up, like they implant ideas of the main characters or the like just the main cast into your head and give them characteristics. For example, the Gummy Bears one, it starts out with telling you like a few adjectives about these gummy bears. And apparently I have this pet peeve that if an intro starts out giving me characteristics about a character and I don't know these characters yet, I instantly go, no, I do not believe you. I do not accept this as my reality. And there are a lot, like I went through some of the childhood series that I did not watch because the intros peeved me so much that I did not watch them.
Can we get an example of an intro that peeved you?
Let me see. I translated.
You know, Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine. I doubt it.
Fucking lying to me.
I'll be the judge of Danny.
I don't remember the...
Look at that boy. He looks like a Kyle. You know it's a Kyle.
So just to bring up a few examples, I remember... it wasn't quite an intro, but it was like a teaser trailer they played for the cartoon series Doug, and they were trying to set you up for stuff like, oh, this guy is really quirky, and let me see what kind of notes.
Are you about to hate on the Doug intro?
No. So first of all, I watched the Doug intro, and it's basically just whistling, I think. So there's no...
Yeah, it's whistling.
Yeah,
and
but
for sounds.
I was trying to figure out why I did not watch, or like why I instantly went in hating some of the things. And for Doug, the first thing I heard was a teaser that the channel put out, and they tried giving you like some characteristics of the main character, like, oh, this guy is really quirky, but also very, very smart or cheeky or bold or whatever, or sly. And every time they started doing that in an intro or in a teaser, I immediately went, no, I'm not watching that shit. Or like it went to the part where I started hating on the series. And I translated some of the lyrics for another series.
So, like, your pet peeve is like when the intro's like, and then there's Jane, and she's not really plain, and then there was Doug, and he was kind of rough.
Yes.
Like, that's the kind of shit that pisses you off?
It pisses me the fuck off as a kid. That's why
being told what to think.
When they're trying to set up an expectation in me, and that isn't a reality for me because the character gets introduced in like in a different light for whatever reason, or like I don't know this character yet. I'm like, no, unless you show this.
Don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. Show, don't tell. If I did not have the words for that back in my childhood, but that's exactly what peeved me.
So when you heard the first Pierce of the Bel Air, you were like, this is a story all about how
it was English. I had understood nothing.
You were like, you're gonna have to fucking prove that shit to me.
It was English. I did not understand it. They actually left it English in the German version. They left the English intro.
Wow.
Because they were like, we cannot top this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure there's any way to translate that quickly and prudently.
And so I went back to trying to figure out why I liked the Jungle Book intro. And the first chorus the first lines in the intro start, "Here comes our hero of the colorful jungle world, a found human orphan whose parents were wolves. He knows his way around as the jungle is his home, a cheeky little guy who also speaks with animals." Okay, cheeky. We're already trying to set me up for something. But then the next line basically redeems itself by telling me, but maybe you should look for yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I will look for myself. Thank you.
Oh, challenge accepted. Let me just get my credit card so I can buy the DVDs.
So yeah, that's right. Well, it's probably not that. That is probably not the reason, but I wanted to bring something.
That's wild. There has to be like hundreds of kids' TV shows
exactly.
which did have dumb intros that told you which character were wacky and which was
a lot of them did that.
Okay, but did it have to be words? Or did you, for instance, what's the Powerpuff Girl, best intro ever? See previous answer.
No,
did you watch that and you saw when the girls show up, they play different types of songs to kind of personalize
No, that
them?
didn't do anything.
Did you go like, Do you think I'm an idiot?
No.
I see what you're doing.
It's definitely words. When they are trying to manipulate me, I immediately went, no. In fact, I went really vile with it to the point where in my head, whenever that intro or like when some part of the intro or the teaser or whatever was running and I already knew the stuff, in my head I always replaced it with negative words because I was like, no, there's a dumb guy. I hate him. I hate his fucking face.
Danny Phantom, he's just a little bitch.
I don't remember if Hey Arnold did anything in the intro because I didn't actually look, but I do remember the teaser had something about the character doing, like, not a teaser, but those little things that play on the children's channel that are like, hi, this series also airs at 17 p.m.
Yeah, I don't think that one had words.
I don't remember.
No, the one I was humming just now is actually for Hey Arthur, not Arnold.
Is that a Hey Arthur? I never heard of that one.
Feel free to cut this. I'm having a fucking
Seizure
flashbacks here to the Barbapapadir. It was like elephants, and it was the worst fucking show ever.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
You know it?
I know it, but
it's so fucking dull.
Yeah, it was for children that are like 3 years old. You need to be calm down around those kids.
Right. Okay. I just remember it played on the TV from time to time, and I remember not enjoying it.
Yeah,
so.
I don't remember it either. But you can tell by its style that it was made for children. Like it's a super minimalistic style.
Yeah.
I never understood that series either.
Oh no!
What?
No, I'm not talking about Barbapape. No, Barbapape is definitely a kid show. No, okay, I will never find it. Sorry, delete this.
Cut it, Neil. Cut it.
Dumb. I'm sorry. I know I've told you to do three or four things this episode. I'm sorry.
Look at Neil's face. He's already like, I'm not gonna cut anything.
This is the story all about how my life got the pan upside down. Like everything. So how I became the prince of being a little bitch.
This is the story all about how my life stayed completely sane and normal. So if you just sit on your ass and stare at your TV, I'm going to tell you how I became an actor on TV.
You can't write TV with TV.
I just did.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
I mean, I can translate a few more things. Like I have a few more examples because I wrote like a 5-paragraph rant to Chiki about this because I was trying to pinpoint it. Like, what the fuck my issue was.
Well, I'm glad that during 5 paragraphs of introspection, you figured out
that I'm a psychopath.
You don't like to be told. Yes. Minor psychopath.
Just a minor one.
I think that's not an unreasonable thing to want from your media, is to be shown, especially on a goddamn TV, to be shown rather than be told.
I mean, I understand that they are trying to set you up for the characters, for the cast, especially like for like a large cast, like for example,
well, especially for youngins.
Yeah, for youngins too, and like large cast like Gummy Bears. Because I was just looking at the intro, it starts out dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. That's already like four adjectives, and I'm like, no.
There's Dancer and Prancer and all the other ones that are on the Santa sleigh. This year's Santa sleigh brought to you by the Gummy Bears.
Like if you can't If you can't demonstrate a character's qualities during the show to me to where I understand it, then the intro is not going to fix that. The intro is not going to fix your show.
For me, I think the reason why I had no anime intros was because at some point I figured out that if I just skip over the intros and go straight to the show, I can usually deal with that. Because the shows will show you, not tell you. But as soon as I'm shown the intro first, I'm like, no. And then when animes came along, I'm like, I understood nothing of this, and they're not trying to most of the time the intros were not subtitled back in the day. So
like in the Full Metal Alchemist one where you see the wrench in her bed and it's supposed to signify that she's hardworking, but Cassie's like, bet she's a little bitch.
You know where that wrench went last night.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was certainly fixing something.
Hardworking my ass.
No, her own ass.
I just wanted an entire series of intros according to Cassie. You expect me to believe this guy's courageous? Bet this fucker runs away from bees. Motherfucker.
He'd never have a bee bag.
Oh no, no, you cannot cut the discussion about the bee bags again.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my face hurts.
So, honorable mentions?
I have an honorable mention. Another one.
Oh, yeah,
another
you
one.
want to go first?
Yeah. Let's just honorably mention the TLD theme. It's very good. Listen to it.
It's really good.
The TLD theme is also on my honorable mentions list. And it was on my honorable mentions list before I decided that apparently it was only TV. I have not only every time I QC, if I haven't skipped past the guitar bit, I'm stuck listening to the whole thing. But also when you were like, oh yeah, here's some intro tunes, here's this and here's that, I'm like, it's kind of rubbish. I don't really like it. I'm not too fond of that. And then you're like, oh yeah, I kind of made this one, and you slipped it in the same way you do anything when you know it's a fucking great idea. When you know that, yeah, this is going to be it. You did that with this one too.
I did not
like,
write that as an intro to a podcast.
No, you didn't.
Right? I had that written as just some bullshit song, and it just happened to sound like an intro, and I suggested it. And I've done intros for other podcasts and stuff like that before, and I've gone on record saying that I don't like doing it. But that's without context, that's a shitty statement. Here's what I mean. I feel a lot of pressure making intros for other people's podcasts because I feel like it's important. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do a lot, and it's stressful. I get stressed out about it is what I mean. When I say I don't like doing it.
Well, suck shit, Neil. You're good at it, and you're gonna have to keep doing it.
Yeah. Like whether this when you presented us options and this was the one you slipped in. Oh yeah, this one I kind of made a little while back. It's not really a theme tune. It's kind of a song. It's kind of bullshit. You slipped it in and you damn well knew this was going to be the goddamn theme tune because this was head and shoulders above anything else that you gave us.
The other trash you piled onto my plate.
Well, the other stuff is definitely not.
It was the main course.
The other stuff was definitely not right.
It wasn't quick to the point.
The others were appetizers. Yeah. That one was the main course.
Yeah, maybe that's why. But yeah, TLD theme tune is on there. It's baller, mate.
It's good.
Thanks. I'm glad.
I just feel like we should slip something of our productions in there every now and then.
We're going to do a little bit of self-gratifying with a wrench.
He did exactly nothing. He didn't even have it on his honorable mentions. But he's acting like he's getting all the fame.
I just enjoy your chattering. No, I do have honorable mentions. I have two of them. The first one is really, really dumb. It's the intro vocal bit into the song Sleep by Godspeed You Black Emperor. And it's this old guy telling a story about how this. I think it's a theme.
I love that song so much.
It's so good.
Coney Island. No, not Coney Island. Is it?
I think it's Coney Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an island.
It's yeah. Oh, okay. Like there's an island that used to be like this kind of carefree, chill place that was fun to be, but like it's gone run down and dangerous. And you can just hear in his voice this just hurt that something so beautiful has been destroyed. And then the song just leads into that and just it lifts the entire song. That little speech like genuinely like places that song above many, many other songs. So that's an intro to a song. So that's an honorable mention. And the other intro that I want to give an honorable mention to, and it's really dumb, but it's the intro to a video game I really like, Breath of Fire 3. You start the game and you see two characters talking together and they're talking about mining some crystals, and these crystals used to be dragons and blah, blah, blah. And then they go to like break open this big crystal. And the entire intro, you're like, oh, okay, these are my main characters, clearly. And then when you start playing, you like when they break open the crystal, a dragon comes out of it, and like a tiny little dragon, and you click attack, and then the dragon attacks the characters, and you are controlling the dragon. And it's like a little bit of a curveball. You didn't see it coming, and then you just murder the shit out of these characters you thought were going to be the main characters.
Oh no!
And the entire intro is you just rampaging through a mine, killing everybody, and then you get to like kind of face the consequences of that later in the game. It's cool. I like that intro a lot. Sets up the kind of moral ambiguity and like the idea of people's nature.
That's you done for honorable mentions?
Mm-hmm.
I have a list as long as my arm.
You couldn't think of three last night.
I couldn't. I was struggling so much. I'm going to go for Wrath of the Lich King. I love the opening cinematic for that. It's fucking great. It's Arthur's. Love it. It's my favorite expansion for World of Warcraft. I'm going to say the only anime, I think it's called Ichi, or whatever the fuck it is. High School of the Dead. That is a banger tune. I fucking love it so much. I love it. It's fucking great. I don't recommend watching it, but yes. We already did Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
I have the 18, which Aethel mentioned earlier, just because it brings back so many nostalgic memories for me, and there's no other reason. And also the Chronicles of Shannara, which I mentioned before. It is that kind of similar vein when basically it has my favorite three colors, black, white, and red, all mixed together. And it tells a bit of a story of trees and blood and humans and gnomes and elves. And it's pretty and beautiful. And there's a song in it. And there's one line in there, I need the fire just so I know that I'm awake. I love it. I love it. It's beautiful and pretty. And that's my honorable mentions. Although I have to say the X-Files, but I think we already said that, right?
Yeah, passingly I yelled the X-Files.
The X-Files. Yeah, and because then, again, reasons. And Neil.
I've already listed a concert one, but I want to give a real concert one. I've seen this band a couple times, Sigur Rós, but there was one time. And they play the song and it wasn't in the same context every single time. I don't know how to say that word, Seglaper, or whatever the fuck. Aether can correct me. He's just laughing right now.
Cycloper.
I think he's confused.
Okay.
You were close enough.
So I saw them. I've seen them a couple times. They open with different stuff every time. But this one time when I saw them, I'll always have this context of this song in my head now when I hear this song. One time I saw them, and so don't judge. I had done edibles before the show, and before the show was a lot of standing outside in the heat, and it was just kind of getting to me, and I felt very heavy. If you know, you know. I felt very heavy. I was getting that way. And we went inside, and inside was even more torturous, right? Because they had this drone going, a very like bassy drone, and it was very, very, very repetitive. And I was just dying. in my head, just like, I'm way, way too high for this. And my body is heavy. And all I want to do is sit down. And I've seen them in like sitting arenas before, right? Where I sat down. It was the most amazing show ever. Great, great, great. But for this one, the venue was all standing, and I'm standing with a bunch of fucking people, sold out show. And I'm just uncomfortable. Socially, otherwise, just very uncomfortable. And the band starts playing, and they play 2 songs I'm a fan of. And then the third song that they played was this one. And they did it this way because, and I didn't like realize what they were doing at the time, because the volume was fine. Volume was fine throughout the first 2 songs. It was great. But then they played this one, and this kicked off their loud section. And all of the loud songs that they played after this were just full volume, just blasting. It was amazing. But this actually was almost a jump scare in a way, because when the loud part on this song comes in, the way that it came in there was mind-blowing, because the first 2 songs being a couple of very quiet choices of theirs, and then this one, half of this song being very quiet, and then it just explodes. That was the first like glimpse at a full volume song that they were going to do, like, happening. And I'll just always remember that when I hear the song. It was amazing. So the way that they introduced the loud section of their show was awesome using this song.
So you were just standing there, just like your clothes completely blown off your body. You're just like, holy fuck.
Take me now, Seagull.
My socks, they were blown off. Has anybody seen them?
Oh, God. And the difference in volume was incredible.
Aethel just went, so he doesn't get to be included in the mystery pick name.
Do you have all the names in a hat, and you wrote out everything?
I think you're the next one, actually.
Yes.
You're the next one, actually, because Neil and I had our picks for this season. Aethel had his pick.
No, I had my pick.
No, we only recorded 2.
No, we've recorded 3. This is 4.
She said at the opening of the episode, this is episode 4. I don't remember.
Let's check. Boy, top 3s.
All right, I think we're all high.
Oh, yeah, I have 3 recorded.
We all did the edibles.
Who took the edibles and who sent it through the air?
Let's check. What was the last one? Songs from musicals. Oh, that was yours.
Yes, completely random. So after Aethel, now his name is out of the
hat.
Pool.
Figurative hat. I'm going to put my hand into the figurative hat and put up one of 3 names.
Neil, put a drum roll in here.
I'm going to do this because then Neil actually can't cut it out. And it's Cassie.
Oh,
there we
what
go.
a surprise!
So,
damn.
So what are you doing, Cassie? What are we doing? What are we doing, Cassie?
Oh God, I had a thing I wrote down. I think it was things that inspired us to the art that we do. I need to find
you took inspiration.
I need to find the exact wording again.
That's okay. We can figure it out between this episode and the recording of the next episode.
Inspiration.
So
yeah, things that inspire us to do things that we create in Blighthouse art.
So you just want me to make another music episode? Is what you're saying?
No, but if you, for example, say
Neil's
that you
top
have
3 cigarettes.
you had a beanbag chair and it inspired you to make Raoul, then that's an inspiration that you would bring up to your list.
I don't own a beanbag chair.
If you veto it, I will pick something else. We don't have to discuss this on the air.
We'll figure it out.
It's gotta be more music, though. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll try to figure something out that isn't music.
No, you don't have to figure out something else.
An inspiration that isn't music. There we go. Top 3 inspirations.
Nailed it.
Sorry, Neil.
I'm going to
Now
try and
it's
be
too
like
hard.
cocky. I'm going to try and choose one from one of each of the major genres. I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to give that a shot. I have an art one already. I think I have a TV one. And I clearly have a game one. I'm problem
The
solving.
thing is, I don't remember what was in my head during the time, so I don't actually know my own favorites anymore. I need to go over that list in my head again.
All right.
Well, by the time we come back together next time, we'll have an idea of what we're going to record.
What, you mean we're not going to record the next one right now?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, folks. That's right. We do this spontaneously. We don't spend more than a month thinking about this. All right, brilliant. Well, we'll do Casey's Choice next. I guess all that we have left to do is thank you all very much for listening to this somewhat rambly episode. And have fun.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. We love you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Listen to TLD. It has the best intro.
Hello, and thank you so much for listening to episode 4 of 4 Top 3s. This was my suggestion, intros, and I liked my suggestions, but I feel like I may have gotten a little bit of a pushback. But alas, I think it was a good episode. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy this episode, please go ahead and review us. We're trying to get some reviews so people look at it and don't go like, what the fuck is this? They go like, oh, look at all those 5 stars. It surely is a great podcast. You would like that for us, wouldn't you? All right, awkward intimidation over. Thank you so much. Hope you have a fantastic week. Stay fantastic out there. Bye.
This has been a Blighthouse Studio production. Thank you for listening.
Okay, but we here in Germany are having some effects of global warming. I actually saw a bee there 2 days ago outside. There were several bees outside because we have 16
terrible.
degrees right now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you have to put up with bees even in January. That's bullshit.
No, bees are nice, but I feel
I will
sorry that
recycle plastic from now on just to make sure you don't have to deal with fucking bees anymore.
Okay, thank you.
I'll stop throwing plastic spoons in the ocean just so you don't have to deal with beans. I said beans.
Beans. No,
You
the
did.
beans
And then my
around.
brain went beanbagged, yeah.
Oh no! It's a weapon of destruction. A beanbag chair.
Beanbagged, yeah.
Okay, well, that's just nightmares. That's just nightmares. I walk into a room, I can just hear thousands of bees, but I can't see them.
This chair is buzzing.
But
Hey.
and you sitting in your beanbag chair and you need to go to the kitchen to fill your glass of water, your chair can levitate. That's a big plus to think about.
Listen, if you sat on your beanbag chair, it's very likely that when you try to stand up, the chair will actually come with you simply because you're perforated with it.
We have the technology.
It's genetically modified bees who live inside beanbag chairs, so we can make a beanbag chair. Come on, guys. It's $1 million idea.
Is this a new episode title?
We just need a small loan of $100 million to start genetically modifying insects.
Every time I have a D&D character, my beanbag chairs are going to get more and more ridiculous.
More and more intricate to your character's backstory.
God. I've seen what he does with beans.
I didn't do anything to the beans. You did things to the beans, V. You did things to the beans.
No, I didn't.
You made them go away. I put them in a bag and left them alone.
So yeah, that was my honorable mention.